Hey, this is Phil Lilley, Lilley's Landing Resort and Marina on Lake Taneycomo. We're going to do one cast today. Today is Sunday the 8th of September, and I have a whole lot of birthdays to say happy birthday to people. Greg, my son, is today. My grandson Jariah, my grandson Owen, and yesterday was my granddaughter Serenity, her birthday. Who else? I'll be in trouble if I miss anybody. Okay, I'm going, they're running that half unit, maybe a little bit more. I'm down here below Cooper Creek Resort. The Seaville waterfall's right there. I stopped here because there were a few fish midging, and I threw a couple times and caught two little stalkers, but thought I'd just go ahead and do it here since I might be able to catch fish. Just a big flat here. I'm throwing it's a black and olive 32nd ounce marabou jig with 2-pound line. I'm really kind of throwing off both sides because they're just surfacing all over the place. I think they've been running this about all day. I'm not letting it go down very far. The last cast I threw, I had one hit it, I missed it, and had 2 or 3 chase it back to the boat. So I think it is just kind of a bunch of rainbows that are not stocked that long ago. Kind of fun to catch. Ooh, he started pulling. Headache, hit the boat. Ooh, hey, not too bad. The other two are pretty small. This one's a little bigger, heavy, nice fat. Not fat, but he's got a lot of meat on him. Oh, yeah, I did bring more jigs. I just broke him off. Okay, I got a rod with a 16th ounce sculpin and ginger. I can throw it about twice as far. When they're shallow like this, I like to throw a 16th or a 32nd ounce. It didn't drop quite as fast, but the 16th should be okay. The sun's gone down behind those trees, so all this is in shade. That's when they started coming up and surfacing. I got to spend the morning this morning on Table Rock Lake. Oh, I don't know if you remember, I was back in April, I think, or March. I took a couple boys, I captained their boat on a National Youth Fishing Association. Not bad. Let's see if I can break him off. And Henry and his brother Sam, and they did real good in the spring, but we didn't do too good today. Did not boat a keeper bass. I think there are like 300 teams in this thing. A lot of kids. That's what they call an open. A lot of them were senior highs. There were, I think they said 50 some odd junior high teams. That's what Henry and Sam are in junior high. got pretty warm out there today. A lot of boats. Ran into Tony Lilley, one of our guides, and he tried to help us out a little bit on some spots. And anyhow, that's tournament fishing. I think I'm gonna stay with this side because there's a little bit too much stuff surfacing on the other side. Pretty much fishing the middle of the lake here. I'm not letting it go down more than probably 4 or 5 feet at the most. It's a nice boat. Both Bill and Dwayne have had some guide trips here lately up in the restricted area, the trophy area. And they've been fishing scuds, 14 and 16 scuds, gray and tan. Bill's been using an egg fly tandem with his scud. He said he's been catching about half and half. He actually uses a bead head scud, and he puts a bead on his eggs too, so he doesn't have to mess around with putting any additional weight on the line. 7X, oh phooey, 7X tippet. Dwayne, he had a trip this morning with 4 people. They said he caught about 75 fish, and he fished a pink power worm under a float. Said he started 4 or 5 foot deep early in the morning. He starts at daylight, and then when the sun starts getting up, he'll go as deep as 10 feet deep. So they caught him all morning. I think his trip was like from 6 to 10 or something like that. The only thing I was going to talk about is Wes Johnson with the news leader. Or did I already talk about this? I talked to so many people about these things, I don't remember. I think I did. Ooh, line went slack. Anyhow, I'll put the link. I know I put a link and made a post on our Facebook page, but it was about the the brown trout that we found back in 1997 that was floating. I don't know how deep it is here. I wonder if I'm at the bottom. We found it floating above the dock, and the measurements were, at that time, bigger than Rip Collins brown out of the Little Red. Of course, it was dead and stinky and decomposing. Trout usually do not float when they die. They sink. But this one floated. So we took it out, took some pictures, got some measurements, weighed it, which there's no way, trout lose so much weight when they die. They basically lose all their water. And but the measurements were bigger than Rip Collins fish, girth, length. And but he was just talking about that fish, and then the last all the records that we've, all the record brown trout that Lake Taneycomo has seen over the years. But this year class of triploids that we've been seeing has really kind of put Taneycomo on the map as far as monster browns. And they were stocked in 2013 at 2 years old. And that's what these big browns, that's the year class. So they're not that old. They get older than, they'll live to be more than 10 years old, I'm sure. I'll put a link in the comments of the video tonight to his article, if you didn't see it. I haven't even dropped my trolling motor. It's nice. Oh, I lost him. Well, I've caught 3 and had several bites. It's my last cast. I am letting it sink a little bit more than I said I was going to. Probably down 5 or 6 feet. This is the area that Scott Sandusky caught his fish in 2009. Caught it on power bait. A little less than, oh, there's fish. A little less than 29 pounds. And we just had a 23-pound caught just a few weeks ago. Jerry Dwiggins. You happy, Bruce? Okay. I caught my limit, I think. You guys can count. Thanks for watching. We'll do it again tomorrow.